Hey,
Here we are again.
we're back.
Another day, another night,
another Snarf
another Snarf Talk.
weekend edition.
This is a rarity for us in the podcast world. Normally we're a weekday, weeknight only podcast, like recording wise.
Why is that?
Our lives,
So busy.
our lives.
Busy
we like
on the
to
weekends. I'm a bit of a social butterfly.
You are, yeah, you really are, big time butterfly, like a monarch, the monarch of butterflies. You're getting killed off though, so.
Well, aren't
That's
they
a
making a
problem.
resurgence now?
You had like a huge monarch butterfly kill in front of your house.
What are you talking about?
Marley put up a Snapchat
A bunch of dead monarchs?
all over your, like in front of your garage.
Must be the bats.
I think it's your non-GMO crops, or it's your GMO crops.
Could be. I don't farm anything around my house, so.
Well, it's whoever's fault.
But don't they have I thought monarchs were making a resurgence.
Are they?
Yeah.
Those they migrate, don't
Yeah.
they? Like there's
Let me
the
tell
great
you,
monarch migration.
Let me tell you all about monarchs.
Yeah,
Right?
tell me.
All right.
Inform me.
And this could all be 100% wrong, but what I believe to be true
Okay.
is that they do migrate. In fact, you're correct about that. They fly to Mexico to this one mountain where they reproduce.
Okay.
That's where they all go. And my parents went there to this. It's in the middle of Mexico, middle of nowhere. And it's, people go there to see the
mountain.
monarch migration. It's a thing. But it's in like central Mexico in a mountain range. And I guess it's a really pretty place, but the monarchs all go there, and then they fly up north for the season.
So, I just read a thing about monarchs recently.
What about them?
It's the fourth generation of a monarch that does the migration.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You talking about the playoffs?
No, I'm not. Well, I guess it would be the
You talking
playoffs
about
for
the
them.
monarchs?
I'm talking about the monarchs.
Are you kidding me?
The fourth generation of a line.
So it takes them 4 generations to get there?
No.
Or to get back? Or
No, to be the one that flies away.
really? What do they do in the winter?
Die?
Oh.
I don't know. But it was a National Geographic article.
If they
so it has
died
to
in
be-
the winter, how would
I know,
they come
that,
back the
that
next
was
year?
kind of the joke. No, I don't know. They hibernate somewhere.
So anyway, back to my story
Sorry,
about
go
monarchs. They all go there. That's where they breed. And then they fly back. Maybe it takes multiple generations, according to you, monarch expert.
Yeah.
But they only eat the milkweed, right? That's like their only food source, milkweeds.
Yeah.
So
I think there's more than one food source of monarch.
well, that's the main one. That's what
yeah.
they like.
Yeah.
So the problem was there was no milkweeds, blah blah blah. So now they have
Kill 'em
this.
off.
They call it like the monarch trail. So people all along their migration pattern.
Are planting.
It's a project. People enroll and be a part of the project, and they plant milkweed. And if you're in the area that's along the monarch trail, people, and I think even the government.
Are we in the monarch trail?
I think so. Yeah.
Are we?
We're in
So
that
you
trail.
planting milkweed?
Yes, my mom has tons of milkweed around her house. She grows it instead of flowers, she has milkweed. It drives me insane.
No way. She purposely plants this
You are
stuff?
correct, sir.
No way.
She does. Yes.
That's strange.
Yeah. And then they also have all these. The government has these pollinator plots,
Right.
And then
we have one right down from the road.
yeah, and I'm sure there's milkweed in there.
Mm-hmm. My
Probably a
father-in-law.
whole bunch of it.
I thought about having bees.
Oh, really? Keeping bees?
Yeah, because of that pollinator.
So
plot.
we used to have a guy. We didn't do it, but on our property, he kept bees. I think the hives, the things he used for hives, are still sitting out there in the woods.
Really?
Yeah.
They're probably all rotted.
Probably not. I think they were plastic. They were plastic barrels or something along those lines. In a frame system. You can have them.
I'll take them.
Start keeping bees.
Well, so
I would like to keep bees too.
The only reason I thought about it is because Gary was putting in that pollinator plot right down the road from me, and I saw a product. It's a guy started making beehives that are completely see-through, and they're all made out of plastic, and there's comb, like honeycomb, or the comb structure is inside of the hive already. So when the bees go in there, they just fill the comb that's in there. Once it's full of honey, there's just a handle on the bottom. You turn the handle and it breaks the comb apart like this. Brings it up. All the honey drains out a valve at the bottom, And then when you're done with that, you turn the handle back, it puts it back together, and there's very minimal disturbance to the actual comb, and they don't have to rebuild much. So you can get more honey each year because the wax and everything's still in there. The honey just drains out itself, and you can see it all.
So, I've seen similar hives to that or whatever that you can buy where they just have like that tapper that you open. Seems a lot easier because you don't even need I don't think you need even a bee suit.
Well, I think you still need. I mean, they're still flying around.
Nope, because you sneak.
Oh, I forgot.
You sneak.
So I should probably prowl.
You sneak.
Yeah.
And you turn that handle, and you put a jug under it.
And they'd never know.
And you slowly.
But I really want to do the
little smoke thing. Yeah.
I want to do that.
Blow smoke at them.
Yeah.
You should just go out there with your pipe.
I've got multiple pipes. You know, we saw some pretty nice pipes when we were at the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
We did. Check out it's Danny Boy Pipe Shop.
Yeah.
And they have a website.
That's what
and
it is, Danny Boy Pipe Shop.
And they sell amazing myriad of like flavored pipe tobaccos that smell and taste amazing.
But the pipe craftsmanship in itself is amazing. Stunning. And I'm really kicking myself that I didn't buy a pipe while we were there.
Yeah, we were a little intoxicated by that point.
Well, you were.
There's a great video, and it will be released eventually. It's going to be a little while, but when we
had so much content from that place.
We're in the pipe shop, and it was towards the end of the day, and you come around, and I'm looking at this pipe that's like a Sherlock Holmes pipe, and I'm just like inspecting it. And you come around, and you look at me, and you ask something, I think, and I look to the left for a little while.
All I said was, "Chris, what are you doing?"
And I look to the left. I just look back to the camera, and I go, "Getting yelled at for looking at pipes."
It's so funny. You've spilt on yourself at that point.
Yeah. Oh, man, if you haven't
from your horn
checked out our Wizard World, well, I guess that won't come out because, yeah,
we'll have it out by now, right?
Dude, yes, we got the Wizard World recap on them, but that's the Renaissance Fair recap.
Yeah, that's the Renaissance Fair one, and that should be out maybe by the time this podcast is out. But like I said, there's so much content there that you're going to have to rifle through that I feel bad for you about.
That's okay. I still got Wizard World content. We got interviews and stuff. So what we're talking about here, guys, if you don't know, is our amazing YouTube channel, youtube.com/snarfcomics. You need to get there. You need to check it out. Hit subscribe. Like some videos.
Be there. Be
square.
Yeah.
We got we don't have like a huge amount of subscribers yet because it's brand new. And we don't have
brand spanking.
But I looked the other day and we had 800 hours of content listened to on it or something like that.
Oh, really?
Nice. Yeah. Some insane amounts. Or 800 minutes.
You can look
maybe.
at it?
I don't know.
It would have to be minutes. I mean, hours seems ridiculous.
Minutes, yeah. Anyway, so it's pretty cool. Also, and it's on the screen right now.
Check it out.
youtube.com/snarfcomics. So check that out. Also check out our Instagram @snarfcomics and Facebook @snarfcomics.
Here's what we just recently did, Chris.
I know I was going to bring that up.
I shouldn't say you just put together our Patreon.
Yeah, this is really exciting, guys.
We have a Patreon account now, and we had our first patron today.
Let's talk a little bit about Patreon. So, because a lot of people don't know what Patreon is. And so Patreon is a service, a website, if you will.
Yeah, I think there could be a bit of a stigma against Patreon.
Is there?
I think there could be to some people to where it's like begging for something, which we're not.
No.
We're not doing that. Mm-mm. It's more of a support system.
Supporting.
For content.
Yeah. So what it is, it's a website. You can make a login and have an account. And all kinds of creative people, whether they be podcasters or artists or craftsmen or tech people, whatever that you want. You can put a project up there. You can put your business up there. In our case, we put Snarf Comics up there, patreon.com/snarfcomics. And what you do is you become a patron of that person or that business, and you can donate money to them. But it's all based on like a subscription model. So there's tiers that we have on our Patreon page. And
what do we have, 5 or 6 tiers?
Something like that. And then you can be a patron of ours for as little as $1 a month.
Uno.
Once you sign up and you put your credit card information in, it's just automatic. Like every month, it deducts $1, and they take a small percentage, 5% or something like that, and we get the rest into our account to use to help produce the show. So what we're going to do with, and why we want patrons, is we're going to finish our comic book and have it produced. So that includes hiring artists, hiring colorists, hiring not probably an editor, but letterists,
letterer, colorer, cover
artists. I mean, there's a
yeah.
lot of work. And then on top of that, you have the cost of printing the actual book.
Yeah, turns out that's something.
So in case people don't understand, a comic book to produce, if you're just a writer like we are and you're not an artist.
Yeah, I can't draw. Sorry.
Yeah.
I cannot draw.
On the very, 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 very cheapest side, to hire artist, a colorist, and a letterer, and sometimes you can get one person that does all those things. But on the cheapest side, you're talking about a minimum of $100 a page.
And our comic book is going to be roughly 24 pages.
And most comic book, about 24 pages. So roughly about $100 a page on the low side. High end would be $250 a page. Let's go with the $100 page. So at $2,400 to produce one book alone, and then
that's just for art.
Yeah, and then the printing cost, you're looking at probably in the neighborhood of $1 to $2 a book. Probably closer to the $1 if we get a large run.
Yeah, we could get a large.
So if you print 1,000 books, there's another $1,000. So it can easily be $2,500 to $5,000 just to produce one book, which we can then sell, but never make any profit on. So there's no money in this. So
yeah.
To help us,
we're just trying to offset costs.
Do these goals. You can sign up for our Patreon and also for our podcast to help us. If we wanted to hire editors, or on our YouTube channel, if we had to have editors, or we want to do advertising or anything like that.
More for production.
And then production, all this equipment costs money, but also like we have to pay for hosting, we have to pay for a website, we have to pay for a lot of things. So there's lots of costs in this. It's definitely not free. It's it costs a lot of money, and that's a way to support us. If you like what we're doing and you want to donate, just think of it like a donation, really.
Yeah, it's basically a donation for content that I hope you love.
But it's not just a donation, because at every tier that you subscribe to, you receive a benefit.
Yes. So,
what are our tiers, Jerry?
We have, let's see. So, very first at $1. The $1 one, let me get to it, is a Snarf Surf.
A Snarf Surf.
And Snarf Talk stickers. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
We'll send you Snarf Talk stickers in a bundle, and any new stickers that we, create or make whenever they are available.
You'll just always get them. Anytime we get a new sticker,
yes,
we'll send you one in the mail.
You'll also
and right off the bat, you're going to get a bundle of whatever stickers we have around here.
Yes, and access to the Patreon exclusive activity feed.
So when you have a Patreon account, it's an app or a website. When you're a patron of somebody, you get access to their feed, and it has recent posts on stuff we're doing. I don't know how active we'll be on there about keeping that, but we'll do our best.
You'll get that, and a first look at exclusive Snarf Talk or Snarf Comics and Snarf Talk content. We'll make sure you're the first to know when we have new projects, merchandise, and contests.
And the most important thing about the $1 level that you receive is that warm, fuzzy feeling inside when you realize that you're helping support us and helping us produce our comics and a medium that we truly love.
Absolutely.
So, without further ado, let's get into the real meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Snarf Vassal.
Snarf Vassal.
Level 2.
Our $5 level.
$5 a month.
We'll get you Patreon exclusive Snarf Talk bonus episodes.
Yeah, so all the stuff from the first tier, plus bonus podcast episodes.
Yes.
Which we might release one a month. We're going to shoot for that.
I mean, we already have some.
Yeah, we already have some in the can.
We got some in the can that we can throw out there anytime, and there's something.
And you will only be able to listen to those episodes if you're a patron at the $5 level.
At the $5. If you are a Snarf Vassal, you will get these extras.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, there is. You also get what was included in the first tier. Mm-hmm. So those sticker bundles, the exclusive content for the Patreon page, you get that along with that Snarf Talk bonus episode stuff.
And there can't be more, Jerry.
There is more,
okay.
Chris. Behind the scenes Snarf Comics script pages for Jetpack Samurai and Fourth Reich.
Yeah, we will send you the script pages.
Yeah.
And you can read them
You
and
can
see
read
what
them.
a script looks like.
Before it ever even comes out. Like, this is what we're working on. This is what we've already worked on. You will be able to read and see how a comic book is created basically from the script up.
Yeah. There can't be any more, right?
There is.
Oh, my
More,
gosh.
Chris, to the $5 tier. This is the $5 tier. Snarf Comics Art. Be the first to see new concept pages, pencils, inks, and finished comic
So
book
when we start getting pages drawn, as they come in from artists to us, we will put them in our Patreon.
Yes.
It will alert you that there's new content in there, and you'll get to see the drawn pages as they're released. Pencils, inks, whatever we get done.
That's probably all we could probably do, right? Like that's all we could give people. Would there be any more than this?
Any more tiers?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I think there is.
Oh.
You could be a Snarf Knight.
A Snarf Knight.
$10 would make you a Snarf Knight.
So think about this. Think how much money you waste.
At a gas station.
$10.
Think about how much money I waste at a gas
for
station.
the cost of one pack of cigarettes a month, for the cost of a couple scratch-off tickets, for the cost of a couple Monster Energy drinks, area.
Two 5-hour energies cost me about $9.
So don't get those two 5-hour energies. Instead, just
Die.
become a Snarf Talk.
I would die.
Just become a Snarf Knight, and you're gonna get, holy cow, everything we just talked about in the first two tiers.
The first two.
Plus,
Snarf Talk t-shirts.
you're gonna get a T-shirt. We're gonna send you a T-shirt. On top of that, if we ever make a new T-shirt, you're getting it.
You're getting it. Yeah.
Any T-shirt we make, and we're probably going to make at least one T-shirt a year,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy.
you'll get it for free. Well, not for free, because you got to pay the $10 a month. But
Right. But you're getting it because of your $10 subscription. And then,
oh my gosh, there's more?
there's more to this. Autographed physical copy of comic books that we produce.
So when we get
As available, obviously.
Jetpack Samurai published, or Fourth Reich, or anything we get published, you will get the actual comic book autographed. We will send it to you. You own it. That's right there, probably a $5 value alone.
Sure. The book itself. I mean, the book itself is.
Now, I wouldn't
value.
look for us to be producing more than one book a year, but
No, but you're going to get it, and it's going to be autographed, and you'll have it forever.
yeah.
So there is a whole nother tier after that.
And I want to point out really quick on the Snarf Night, the $10, because $1 is fun.
Great. Thank you.
$5 bonus episodes, very helpful. The $10, that's where you're helping us hire artists and colorists.
Big time.
That's where we're making a dent.
Yeah.
Because if we got 10 people doing $10, we're paying for pages.
Sure. That's pages of art that are going to be finished and done. Like,
Yeah.
we could just write it off. It's done.
Yeah. So now we're getting into some of my favorite tiers.
Yeah. The Duke and Duchess of Snark.
Speaking
Snarf.
of this, it was called Duke of Snarf.
Duke of Snarf.
And as I was finishing the Patreon account, I thought, this is sexist.
Yeah, you're super sexist too. That's
So
the
the
problem.
Duke or Duchess of Snarf, however you like to be
I'm
addressed.
glad you overcame that.
If you're a lady or a woman that wants to be called a Duke, we'll call you a Duke.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like a Duchess.
If you're a big burly man that wants to be called a Duchess,
We'll call you Duchess.
right to your face.
In fact, if you are a big burly man and want to be called Duchess, every time we see you for the rest of your life, we will call,
We'll
you,
call
Duchess.
you Duchess. Yeah. I'll get right up in your grill and say, "Hey, Duchess."
Yeah.
You know? That's fine. So
this is my favorite one, my favorite tier.
remember, every single time we talk about a tier, everything that we've just discussed that came before it is included. You're getting all of that other content along with what is listed in the tier. What's listed in this tier, Chris?
This tier is what I liked to quickly name the Bundle O Snarf, but what it really is a monthly subscription box.
Yes.
So, they're like the hottest thing in the world right now.
A monthly subscription box of
Comic books or comic-related merchandise, not ours.
No. We don't have any.
But we will carefully curate comic books, any merchandise, anything we come across, we're going to put out for that level of subscriber. We're going to put a box together, and we're going to ship it to you. What you're going to do is you're not going to get a box every month. You're going to get a box every 2 months. But it's going to have 2 months worth of stuff in it.
Okay.
So we're going to ship them out every other month just to save on the shipping cost.
This is only if you live where?
In the United States.
In the United States. We're not going to ship to like Australia.
Maybe we'll do Canada. I got to see what it costs.
Canada probably, but like overseas shipping is like very expensive.
So how we're going to manage this is we're going to get together once a month, me and Jerry, and we're going to say, hey, We got to get ready for our bundle of Snarfs. So
but listen up, though. This could change because if we get a bunch of bundle of Snarfs or Dukes and Duchesses that are subscribing to Patreon, maybe we'll ship them overseas.
Yeah, maybe. So what we're going to do is get together once a month and say, hey, what do we like? What are we reading? What are stuff that we really like in the past?
Yeah.
Hey, we really love Swamp Thing. Let's send out the first book of the Swamp Thing Alan Moore series. Or let's send out the newest Batman comic because we really enjoyed the newest Tom King Batman comic.
Yeah.
So you might get a comic book. You might get a pop. I don't know. You might get anything we think is cool.
And you know what else you're going to get in there? Stickers, a T-shirt,
All that
extra content.
Extra podcast. Yeah.
When you open it up, content's going to hit you in the face.
Yeah.
From Snarf Talk.
Yeah. So, and you'll still get your T-shirts. Anytime we make a T-shirt, you'll get one of those. So the bundle of Snarf's cool because honestly, we're gonna spend about as much on that as
as what
we're
you just
getting.
Pledged us.
So,
yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we won't. If you're paying $25 a month and we're buying stuff every month, we're probably gonna. Let's be real, guys. It's business.
Yeah.
We'll probably spend like $10 on a box.
Right.
Or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
But again, you're getting stickers, a T-shirt, extra content.
But
and
this is me and Jerry we're talking about. So if we find something really cool,
we go
like,
overboard.
Well, it's $30. Whatever. We'll go negative.
And it is overboard.
Okay. So there can't be any more.
There's a whole nother tier, Chris, that you're forgetting about.
Okay.
It comes after the Duke and Duchess. It's called Lord and Lady of Snarf.
All right.
That's above a Duke and Duchess. I don't know if you know that.
It is. I carefully researched that.
Good. Because a lord and a lady, I mean, come on. Yeah. You call me a lord, I feel pretty privileged.
So we're going to get everything we just talked about, including the subscription box.
But you're going to get a premium upgraded bundle of Snarf.
Yeah, so we're just going to put more expensive stuff in it.
Right. Better stuff. Probably bigger books, maybe graphic novels, something like that.
Probably,
trades.
Instead of getting a single issue of a comic book, you'll probably get like a trade paperback.
Yeah.
Which is a collection of like 5 or 6 books.
It could be the whole run.
Could be the whole run. Yeah, we'll see.
Also, there's another thing you would get.
Oh, what's that?
A premium upgraded a premium upgraded, comic book bundle of Snarf. But you'll also get a guest spot on this podcast.
Oh, you get to come into our Snarf Talk studio and actually be on the podcast?
Yes, you can.
That's incredible.
You can be on the podcast as a guest as much as you want, as frequently as you want, like whenever we're available.
Maybe not as frequently.
Every single day of our lives.
You can't be on every episode, but we'll have you on an episode, and then we'll have you on occasionally as a guest whenever you're around town or it's convenient.
Yeah.
So
but frequently,
a frequent guest.
We've had frequent guests prior to this,
like a dude.
You could be
like a young Nathan.
You could be a pagoda. You could
be pagoda. You could be a dude.
You could be pagoda too.
Yeah, you could be Alex. He needs a nickname.
He does.
Alex, think of a nickname. All right. Plus, there's more, guys.
Yeah,
there's more. This is the $50 level. Remember, this is the Lord or Lady of Snarf. You will be a podcast sponsor, which means you have opportunity to advertise on the podcast if you have a business or aware that you're a widget, if you will, that you're selling.
Yeah, it would be like a widget.
Maybe like an Etsy project.
Yeah.
You can advertise on the podcast. We will call you out in as a sponsor of the podcast on our website, anywhere we're going to list. We're going to have a section on our podcast that are sponsors. We'll have your logo if you have a logo, whatever you want. We'll have signage available on the website.
We're basically advertising whatever you want us to advertise for you.
If we have a booth, we'll have a banner or something with your logo on it. And there's more. One more.
Yeah. Included on a special thank you and credits page of any future comic book we publish. Your name's going to be on there.
So in any comic book, generally there's like credits, like a movie.
Yep.
Either in the front or the back. But we'll have a whole page, a thank you page, and we'll list out all of our sponsors, and you'll be in every single book. Every book that comes out.
Your name's going to be there.
All right. And that's it.
No.
What?
It's not.
There's another level?
There's one more.
There's another level.
We have one more level. It's the last one because you would be the king and or queen of Snarf.
Yeah, and that's the $100 a month level. This is like the ultimate.
Yes, it really is. you thought there was nothing higher than the upgraded bundle of Snarf.
Premium upgraded.
Right, premium upgraded bundle of Snarf. Well, there is. Super premium platinum bundle of Snarf.
That's right. You
That's
know what that
you're
means,
getting.
guys? We're just going to spend more of that money that you give us buying more awesome stuff.
For
and
you.
putting it in that box and sending it to
That
you.
we know you need.
Yeah.
You don't know you need it yet? I know you need it.
You might get Silver Age rare graded comic book.
It could be.
It could be 1 month. That would be very expensive, but you'd probably get
You'd get a solid 2.4 Spider-Man.
yeah. Yeah. You might get if you're not into comics, you might get, well, it doesn't matter what you're into. We're going to curate this.
We're going to curate it for you, and you're going to enjoy it because it's really awesome.
You might get a freaking iPod Shuffle. I don't know.
Could be. Maybe a Zoom.
If we find a gadget we like on Amazon that we're using in our house, we might put it in there.
Yeah. Because this is the premium upgraded.
Yeah, we're just going to put
ridiculousness.
anything cool, interesting that we find, we're going to throw it in that bundle.
You get the satisfaction of being a true patron of the arts.
Yeah, this is like the Renaissance period, you know?
It is.
When all those artists were living in like Venice or wherever the artists live.
Is that where they lived?
Venice?
Rome?
Venice Beach, Florida, right?
That's what it was.
Or is it California?
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
When Michael was painting the Sistine Chapel inside the Capitol building in Washington D.C., they all had patrons. Was that? Oh, that was the Vatican. Mm-hmm. They all had patrons. So those artists, they were supported by rich people.
They were.
Yeah, rich people giving them millions of dollars adjusted
At the
for
time.
inflation. We're only asking for you.
Thank you. I'm glad you did that. I was worried that you weren't adjusting for
This
inflation.
is only $100 a month.
But
what do you buy for $100 a month? I mean,
I don't know.
it's nothing.
It's really not that much. But you're going to get more.
Yeah.
You will have your face emblazoned and your likeness represented in any future comics we produce. To be clear, that means you will be a character in any comic book that we produce here on out.
Yeah.
Your face is going to be a comic book character in basically every comic book we produce.
Now, I wanted to clear this up a little because there might be some confusion. So, for example, Jetpack Samurai is set in a different universe.
Correct.
So we got Adachi, our main character.
Yes.
With his samurai sword.
And his jetpack.
And he's fighting the villains.
Mm-hmm.
And he's frequenting brothels.
He is.
In the corner of that brothel is not going to be a character named Pagoda.
No.
Well, actually, that might.
Yeah. I think, actually, there might be a character named Pagoda.
There's not going to be a character in that frame who says, hey, that's David Seedentop.
Right.
You're going to be a different character, but it's going to be your likeness.
It's going to look
like you.
Because we're going to be able to hire an artist that can
We're
draw you.
We're going to send them your picture.
Yes.
And look, I mean, we could put you in some interesting situations.
It would be. That's really cool. I think that's really cool.
Like the back of a Volkswagen.
And at this level, not only can we hire artists, colorists, and editors, we can also hire producers and editors to help us on the podcast, the YouTube channel, release even more content. We will have the opportunity to advertise and truly grow the channel, the podcast, the comic books, everything we're doing. It will absolutely help us. I mean, with 1 month, we will be able to pay for a whole page of the comic book done.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. A lot of people aren't going to go to the $100,
No,
$50.
I
But you
don't
do have to
expect
remember
you
at
to.
those levels, we're going to spend a bunch of that money buying stuff to give back to you.
Yeah, back to you.
So, a lot of that money is going to be used. But, you know, even the $5 level, the $1 level, the $10 level, they help, and that's a minimal thing. And if you do enjoy the podcast or our videos or our blog or hopefully in the future any comic books, that's nothing. I mean,
Right.
for the extra content you're getting, it really does help. So,
Yes, absolutely. If you could do anything, we would appreciate it. If not, you're still going to get Snarf Talk Podcast
still going to get it absolutely
every
free.
single week.
And we're just going to look down on you every time we see you.
Yeah, if we look at you in the eyes ever, because I don't know if I will.
And I'm surely ain't going to call you a duchess.
Oh, or a lord.
No.
Gosh. So, speaking of that blog, I made a blog post.
Before you do that,
Okay.
and once again, that was patreon.com/snarfcomics. Check it out. We had a patron sign up today. And I want to give a special thank you. And if you sign up to be a patron, whether it's the $1 level or the $100 level,
matter.
we're going to shout you out on the podcast and thank you and praise you. Praise your name.
Praise
David
Timmons. Thank you, buddy.
What a nice dude. And not only did he help support our podcast at the $5 level, where he's going to get extra free podcast content.
Yeah, he's a vassal.
And he sits in a combine all day.
Yep.
And we're helping him.
We really are. We're doing you a favor here.
But not only is he going to get all that content, David has, in his past, reciprocated artistic content on us.
He has.
He has bestowed on us his own artwork.
His own artwork. He drew my child.
Yeah, and he drew me
painted.
Portrait
he
of
painted.
Boba Fett, which is way cooler than your child.
It is, I guess.
I mean, if your child was Boba Fett.
Right. He is.
Oh.
He's a Mandalorian.
Mm. Is he a clone?
I didn't want to tell anybody this.
Because Boba Fett's a clone, right?
He is. We've cloned him from Dolly the sheep.
So we want to say a big thank you to David.
Yeah, thanks so much, bud.
Hey, anybody out there, if you're interested in doing one of those tiers, you're on the fence, just do it.
I really appreciate it though, because I feel like it gives. I feel like you have confidence in us to create the stuff that you want. Like you have the confidence to say, like, hey, I like what you're doing. I know you're going to do a good job. Let's get it done.
And it also makes it, okay, we love doing this.
Absolutely.
It's so fun. But it makes it easier to spend more time doing more of this kind of stuff that we love and justify that.
Yes. It's the justification of it, because it can be...
It's a lot of work.
It is definitely work, and it can absolutely be a little bit of a... what am I trying to say? Like a little bit of a financial burden at times to put money towards, a thing that we just want to do.
Yeah.
In our free time. So to have something come back in to say, like, hey, we can offset that cost because people enjoy this.
Yeah.
That's a win-win. Like, even if it's not everything we spend, I still think that's a success, because... Yeah.
And we're not begging for any money by any means, but, just because if people are curious, we had talked about the cost of the comic book being $2,500 to $5,000 an issue.
Yep.
Which is a significant investment, which we will never get back. You don't make money on that.
No.
The podcast also costs us in the neighborhood. First of all, we got probably a couple $1,000s worth of equipment.
Yep.
And in the neighborhood of $100 a month, $50 a month to produce.
Yeah, it's over 50 a month.
It's definitely over 50.
It's at least 75 a month.
With the website and the podcast, it's at least that. So
to continue. So it is what it is. Like I said, this is going to continue.
And we're going to do it regardless.
Yeah, this is going to continue regardless of a patron or not. But boy, it would be nice.
If you do not want to donate to our Patreon, there is one very important thing you can do. If you'd rather spend your money on scratch-off lotto tickets and then support our podcast, there's a way you can support us for free. Did you know that?
No.
It's by going to youtube.com/snarfcomics, watching our videos, liking them, and subscribing.
Yes.
It's by going to Facebook, subscribing, and leaving a review at Snarf Comics. It's by going to Instagram/snarfcomics and subscribing, following, I should say, and Twitter and all of our media, and leaving reviews. And most importantly, which I can't even forget, go to the Apple Podcast app when you're listening and hit review. Leave a review. I'll leave a written review, not just a star review, a written review. That helps us a lot. So we're not discounting that. That goes a long way too to help us out.
No, it absolutely does. Yep.
So the begging hour is over.
It is. Yeah, we weren't necessarily begging, but we did want to tell you about it, and I liked reading those things because I think that's really funny.
It's exciting that it finally got done.
Yeah, it is. That's really great. But yeah, I put up a new blog post. We haven't written a blog in a long time, and this time I did because of that one single moment at Wizard World.
Yeah. If you haven't seen this moment, you can go on our YouTube page, and there's a video on there called... it's like Yakko's World updated. Rob Paulsen sings Yakko's World, something like that.
Yes. And it's a short
It's
video.
a 2-minute video, not even.
Yeah, it's short, and it was, short in real life, but gosh, I can't forget that. I can't forget it. It literally like kicked me back in time, and it was really strange to have that happen. I don't think I've had a moment in my life that did that. And I've made fun of my parents before and other people of age that talk about things from their childhood, and I kind of rolled my eyes. I'm like, yeah, we know, walked uphill both ways, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I know you liked that band, or yeah, I know you liked that show. I've never had a moment that threw me back into a situation to where I've made fun of people about,
right,
but was so real to me. Like, gosh, I really do remember coming home after school and watching Animaniacs and hearing those voices, and then but that being done in front of me, and just like seeing it, like seeing the character come alive in a person, boy, it blew me away.
Would you say, where does Animaniacs rank on your list of favorite after school kids television programming?
And it probably won't be that high, honestly. I mean, I liked the show Animaniacs. It's not that I was such a diehard fan of the show by any means. I liked it. It was funny. But until that moment, I forgot about it. It's not Batman, the animated series.
Right.
And like, if you read the blog, I talk about Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is the voice of Bruce Wayne and Batman in Batman, the animated series, and a bunch of other Batman movies, animated movies and whatnot. That moment is what I thought was going to, be the icing on the cake. And it was absolutely amazing. That's something I'll never forget too. I don't know what it is, but when we went and talked to Rob Paulsen, it just blew me away because it was such a small thing, like it wasn't a huge show that like blew me away when I was a child, but the moment did, just because it was something that I just remember forever. Like I'll just remember those voices forever.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really fun. Animaniacs was definitely on the top of my list. Before we did this, we didn't have a lot of topics. We were trying to figure out a top 10 list. That's what we should have done.
Yeah, we should have.
But I got a list here. I can just bring out some of our childhood.
I'd like that.
See
that
what
would be
you
good.
think. What were some of your favorites? Just without me.
Okay, so definitely Batman. Gargoyles, Animaniacs. I had always loved like Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah. Chippendale Rescue Rangers is one of my favorites.
And I can't remember the name of it. Tailspin.
Tailspin, yeah.
I freaking love Tailspin. But then there was also Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
And let me think. What's that one? There was another really weird one. It wasn't on very long. It was on Fox.
Freakazoid?
Yes, that's the one.
I don't know why I just figured that out.
I don't know why either, but I used to watch Freakazoid all the time, and my mom hated it.
Yeah.
My dad definitely would never have stood for that, but...
yeah, I liked all the ones you mentioned. Probably one of my number ones would have been the Spider-Man series from the 90s.
See, I never watched.
Which I'm rewatching now as an adult, and I love it. It's great.
Really?
X-Men, the animated series, is up there.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those, for me, were probably above Batman, but also Batman was up there, too.
Yeah.
Definitely Tailspin and DuckTales.
Yep.
Animaniacs.
DuckTales, yeah.
Animaniacs for sure. Also Tiny Toons for sure. Love Tiny Toons.
And Looney Tunes. I watched Looney Tunes like
Here are
crazy.
some other ones that we're maybe forgetting about. Oh,
Tom and
just
Jerry.
off the top of my head, I mean, obviously I was a huge into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the animated series. And both Ghostbusters and Extreme Ghostbusters.
Those I don't think I watched.
Oh, that original Ghostbusters one, I think, may have been late 80s, early 90s. But then they rebooted it in the late 90s with Extreme Ghostbusters, and it was like a new team. And the old Ghostbusters were like they were older. It was kind of a what's that Batman show where it's old Bruce Wayne? Batman Beyond. It was kind of that situation.
Yeah.
And one of the Ghostbusters on the new team was in a wheelchair. One was There was a couple girls. I don't know. They diversified it a little more, but it was a great show. Those were some of my favorites. Here's some other ones you might have forgotten about. Rugrats.
Yeah, I definitely
That
forgot
was a
about
great
Rugrats.
show.
I used to watch that a lot too.
Yeah, that was a good one. Doug.
I did watch Doug. Yep.
They have Boy Meets World, but that's not really Sabrina Teenage Witch. That was like
No.
TGIF. Tiny Toons for sure. I never really watched Hey Arnold. That was
I
one.
didn't watch that much either.
Recess.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a good one.
I watched Recess. I see one right here that I forgot about, and it's way off the wall. Street Sharks.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember Street Sharks?
Yeah, it kind of is the same vein as one I really liked, Biker Mice from Mars.
See, and I never watched that.
Yeah.
But Street Sharks was awesome. I used to have those action figures.
I mean, not to say nothing too about like G.I. Joe was great.
Oh, yeah. G.I. Joe was phenomenal. You know, I actually...
Those were Saturday morning cartoons, but yeah.
Yeah, they were. And that's fine.
Yeah.
We can
count
talk about
those too.
them. Oh, I was privileged enough to get satellite TV relatively early in my life, and Cartoon Network had a lot of good shows back then. Not the off the wall stuff that they've got now. They had a lot of good shows, but they were older cartoons. So I used to watch like Thundercats.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
Thundercats and He-Man.
No, I didn't watch much He-Man, but I watched Thundercats all the time. And they also had a lot of Transformers cartoons.
Watched a lot of Transformers.
Yeah.
And Beast Wars, remember those?
Yeah, Beast Wars was awesome.
Chip and Dale for sure was a big one for me. Love that. Had the video game for Nintendo. Great video game.
Really?
Chip and Dale, yeah. Rescue
I didn't
Rangers.
have that.
Animaniacs, of course. I didn't have cable when I was a kid, but when we did go to hotels, we'd get like
you'd be all
Nickelodeon,
over it.
and you get like Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was a good one. Let's see, Bill Nye, loved Bill Nye when I was a kid. Goosebumps, it's a good one.
Did you ever watch Angry Beavers?
No,
That was a little
I've
after
been
your
too
time.
old for that.
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck for sure. Goof Troop. I forgot about
Holy
Goof
cow,
Troop.
Goof
Yeah.
Troop, yeah. I absolutely watched Goof Troop.
Let's see. Real Monsters. That was one we'd only see in hotels, but I liked that. Johnny Bravo. I watched that a little bit.
That was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo.
Gargoyles for sure. Big one. And I just bought the entire run of Gargoyles. Me and Cash were going through it.
I need to start watching it again.
It's good. I like it. Pinky and the Brain, of course. Spider-Man. Oh, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I love that one.
Yeah.
The first
I
one.
liked that. What about Bobby's World? Did you ever watch Bobby's World?
Was that the one with the guy from America's Got Talent?
Howie Mandel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely watched Bobby's World.
So Bobby was
And
the
Louis
animated
one. What was
part.
the one with Louis Anderson?
Life with Louie or
Something like that. That was a good one too.
something. Yeah.
I liked Bobby's World. Yeah, Pepper Ann.
Yeah, Pepper Ann.
Pepper Ann.
Sing
Pepper
that. Yeah.
Ann, much too cool for 7th grade.
We
Pepper
sang
Ann,
that
she's
one
like
day.
One in a million.
That may be on some of the special content for a patron.
There's one I loved that was on PBS called Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. I used to watch that.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider, and they would they'd like type in a computer to the Ghost Rider.
I loved that show.
Yeah, that was really cool. That wasn't a cartoon, but it was a show.
The Mask, the animated series.
See, I never watched that either.
Oh yeah, I watched that. Extreme Ghostbusters we talked about. I don't remember the Men in Black series. That's probably after my childhood a little bit. Yeah, Freakazoid, Beekman's World. That was
I
like
watched Beekman's
That was like
World.
the knockoff Bill Nye.
And he had a big rat
Yeah, he did.
that always ate cheese and was like drunk. I think he was drunk.
That was
I
a
don't know.
weird show, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Beekman's World. That was really good.
Yeah, there's so many good cartoons. They don't. You know what? One of my favorite ones was.
Did you ever get to watch Ren and Stimpy?
And only in hotels because it was on cable.
Okay. Yeah.
It was on MTV.
It was, I think, an MTV show. Yeah.
I did watch it. I definitely watched it. Yeah.
My brother would watch it all the time, and
I didn't
wasn't really
care for it, to be honest.
I wasn't really allowed to, and I think that's what the draw was for me, is that I wasn't allowed to watch it. So when my parents weren't home,
Yeah.
I'd watch
There
it.
was that time where they was making more adult cartoons like Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Daria was one of them. A bunch of those on MTV.
I think they're making a Daria movie.
Really? That's not necessary.
I saw a trailer.
The only thing that needs to exist about Daria is the cake song.
Well, I saw a trailer,
Nothing,
and it was a
nothing for
Daria
cake?
movie, and it was
Are you thinking of Dora?
No, it's Daria. It was with Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, she'd be perfect for that character.
Yeah, she is Daria.
Yeah,
and
she's like a real life Daria.
So I saw the trailer for it, but I don't know if it was one of those college humor skits.
Oh, yeah, it probably was.
But they had a full-length trailer for it, so need to look that up.
I love Tiny Toons, though, man. That was a good one.
Tiny Toons was awesome.
So there was this one show on, and it was before school, so I had to wake up super early, that I loved. And I'm curious if you ever even heard of it.
Before school?
I think it was before school.
How did you ever watch anything before school?
I woke up early because I got super into this show. And it was like one that was like a continuing story. And it was a Japanese show. It was anime.
Nope, never would have watched it.
It was called Ronin Warriors.
I know that name.
Yeah.
I know the name, but I definitely did not watch it.
It would have been...
I do know that name.
1989? Okay. I don't know when it came to the U.S.
Oh, you know what I'm forgetting?
What's that?
The Tick.
Yeah.
I used to watch The Tick all the time. That was a Fox 32
Yeah, Fox
show
32.
as well. I didn't watch much Batman Beyond, and I feel bad about it.
No, I didn't either.
I should go back and watch
That
Batman
was in
Beyond.
the 2000s. I mean, I was in high school.
99 it came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in high school then.
I wasn't. Because Chris is much older than me.
Yeah, I mean, I would still watch that kind of stuff in high school, but I just didn't watch that.
So I think when either before or after Ghost Rider, they had Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, I love that show. There was
used to
like two
watch that
different
a lot.
iterations of that show.
There was, I don't remember the lady's name. A black lady would sit behind the desk, and she'd always be like, "Where is Carmen Sandiego?" Like that was her job, and I think she was like typing a lot.
I liked that show, and also Supermarket Sweep.
I didn't watch that much.
Did you remember it? It's on Amazon now.
Yeah,
we've been
absolutely.
watching it with the kids. It's so bad.
Didn't that one of those guys that did a Global Guts type show
Yeah.
was the host? Did you ever watch those? Like Global Guts?
We didn't have Nickelodeon.
Oh my gosh! And
So
then,
if we were in a hotel, we'd get to see Guts and like Legends of the Hidden
Legends
Temple.
of the Hidden Temple, man, that show was awesome.
Supermarket Sweep. What was the guy?
Double Dare.
Double Dare.
You
Yeah.
remember
What's the
Double
one where
Dare?
they went through the nose?
Double Dare.
Oh, Double Dare.
Yeah, that was Double Dare. Global Guts was with Mike, that one guy. He always wore a Penguins jersey.
Mike.
Oh yeah,
I loved like those.
Now I remember.
I loved
Mike.
that's
Okay.
a good idea for the podcast, and
Positive he's called.
it was
His
Alex's
name's
idea to
Mike.
do like top 10 game shows because I loved game shows.
Yeah.
And when we did finally get a satellite when we were in high school, that was when like the Game Show Network came out.
Yes,
Oh, I love the Game Show Network.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Beetlejuice?
Yeah, the cartoon.
The cartoon,
for sure. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I watched every cartoon, man. Every cartoon.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
No.
Yeah, well,
That was
there
on
you
cable.
go. Okay, well, so you didn't then.
Well, that wasn't really a kid's show either.
Yes, it is.
No, that was like an Adult Swim show, wasn't it?
Not at the time. It came out in '94.
I think it relaunched like when I was in college. I remember that.
Let's see. There's more. I didn't realize there was a Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh my gosh, I have it on DVD. That's
you
how much I
really?
loved that show.
Oh my god.
Because, and I'll tell you why. That show was a half an hour, but it
Yeah.
was split in two. And the first half would be Super Mario Super Show, and the second half would be Legends of Zelda.
Really?
And I was obsessed with Zelda, and I loved
Holy
the
cow.
Zelda show. And so I bought them all on DVD. They're like, I'm sure they're bootlegs or whatever. But the Super Mario Super Show at the beginning, they had a real life Mario.
Yeah.
And it's just this like big fat Italian guy dressed up like Mario. It's ridiculous. He was a wrestler. He was like a WWF
gosh.
wrestler. And he was Mario. And then there was a Luigi too. And they'd have a little skit in like live action
Yeah.
before the cartoon, and then it would go into the cartoon.
This list that I was just looking at, it was 1 to 100. It's on ranker.com, and they have Rugrats as their number one pick.
It was a good show.
And this is voted on.
Hmm.
It's got 12,261 votes to be number one.
It was a good show. I mean,
The Simpsons came in at number 2.
what was Rugrats on? Because I saw that
Nickelodeon.
show. I saw that show, but we didn't have cable. I guess I only saw it at hotels.
Yeah, must have, because
We did
Rugrats
go-
was a Nickelodeon show.
But we did go to hotels quite a bit.
I
'Cause
think you're lying.
no, we
You're
didn't.
just straight up lying to our audience.
We didn't get satellite till I was in high school. I remember.
Really? Well,
But-
maybe you went back and watched them.
No, I
I
think
wouldn't put it past
there
you.
was a period of time when I was a kid where we were in hotels a lot because my dad was a speaker. So we'd
Yeah.
go across. We'd always go to like speaking things, and me and
Yeah.
my sister would go with them, and we'd sit in the hotel and watch Nickelodeon. Basically,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Inspector Gadget.
Oh yeah, that was a good
Forgot
one.
about that. I watched that all the time too.
Yep.
I was not a big Garfield guy.
Oh, I was loved
Don't-
Garfield, especially went to the farm.
Yeah.
Do you remember the farm part?
No.
Like the second half of the cartoon, they had like a farm, and Garfield wasn't even in it. And
Really?
I bought that whole series on DVD too. I got the whole Garfield series. I got Tailspin. When I started having kids, I bought all the series.
Tailspin, I need to get. I need to get Tailspin because I watched that all the time. I had the plane.
It was.
I had an actual plane.
I
That
didn't even know they made them.
they did. I had it.
The cool thing about Tailspin is it was like it wasn't like kid like the storylines
No.
were very like heavy sometimes.
they would get very heavy and emotional, but it was still kid-ish. Baloo was the pilot.
Yeah.
Like, how did Baloo become a pilot? And then the mechanic is from Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers,
Oh yeah.
which I think Baloo was too.
Gidget.
Gidget. Yeah,
Something
maybe
like that.
Gadget. Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then
What was the lady who
Pepper
owned,
Jack or
the lady that owned the business?
I don't
Like
remember.
she bought the business because it was like going under.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember like the Pepper Jack, or it was like Monterey Jack. Monterey Jack was in it too.
Was that the bad guy?
No, he was like a friend of Baloo's.
I remember that. I don't remember.
He's
that.
another mouse. I think he's a mouse.
Did you ever watch Clerks, the animated series?
I did not.
Oh,
No.
I definitely did. That was awesome.
Did
So-
you do much Muppet Babies?
Definitely.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I was not a
The
fan.
new one sucks.
I was not
They
a
have
fan
a new
of
Muppet Babies out
Babies.
now that my kids have been watching, and it's terrible. But you know what was awesome is the new DuckTales. It's really good.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I would watch
I watched
that.
a lot of Woody Woodpecker and a lot of Looney Tunes for sure.
I did watch a lot of Woody Woodpecker too, and there's a movie out, a Woody Woodpecker movie that's
Yeah.
out right now, and it's on Netflix. It's been on Netflix for a long time, and it always pops up. It is the worst abomination of a TV movie show that I've ever seen in my entire life. The boys love it. It's literally banned in my household. I refuse to let them watch it because the acting and Woody Woodpecker in the cartoon was fine. And maybe it's because I was a kid at the time and I enjoyed it. But he is the most annoying freaking bird I've ever seen in my life. It's just not fun to watch. It wasn't fun to see. I was excited for it the first time I saw it. I was like, hell yeah, we're going to watch us some Woody Woodpecker because this is my favorite show. No, it's awful. I don't know why I got super hillbilly. But
Can you do yeah, do it for real.
no, I can't.
No, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
Not to drag on this segment, but I'm just having a lot of fun with it because I found a bunch of other ones I watched. Because I did like when we were younger, especially when I was really young, like they reran a lot of stuff like Woody Woodpecker, Looney Tunes. But there was all those Hanna-Barbera shows.
Oh yeah, tons of Hanna-Barbera.
First of all, I watched an obscene amount of Tom and Jerry, like all
all
of
the
it.
time. Yep. It's one of my favorites.
But here's some other
All the
ones.
all time.
Here's some other shows. And this is just nostalgic hour. I understand that we're just listing off shows, but the Pink Panther,
Oh yeah, big time.
Heathcliff,
Heathcliff. He was the generic Garfield.
sing it.
I can't.
Heathcliff, Heathcliff, you're the one. I don't remember the rest
Keep
of
going.
it. Dun, 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 everyone. Heathcliff, Heathcliff. That was good.
Heathcliff
Huckleberry Hound.
and the Cadillac Cats.
Huckleberry Hound.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched Huckleberry Hound.
One of my favorites that nobody seems to remember is called Wacky Races.
Wacky Races, absolutely.
Yes.
The bad guy from the Smurfs was always
Was that
one of them.
Yeah, because he always had the
Gargamel.
yeah.
Yeah, he had the cat that was.
Yeah. Yes.
Was it a cat or a dog?
I can't remember, but that was a good one.
Yeah. Gargamel was always one of the main ones. Wacky Races was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me so happy. That's funny.
Oh, did you ever watch Duckman?
I didn't. I know it. What about
I must have seen it in reruns, I guess.
the Snorks?
Oh yeah, and the Smurfs.
Well, of course.
Smurfs were like the ripoff, like
They
the
were.
underwater Smurfs.
Yeah.
Who came up with that idea? I want to be the guy who comes into the meeting is just, you got any ideas for me today? He's like, well, like the Smurfs is really popular.
Let's call them Snorks.
What if the Smurfs were underwater?
like
interesting.
with a snorkel?
Yeah, the Snorks.
Yeah, but more of a snork than a snorkel.
Oh my god, that'd be
That's a comic we would write.
go. Oh man, no. There's so many. Did you watch Superman a lot? The animated series.
I didn't.
I feel like I didn't either. I watched Batman, but I never watched Superman that much. I did a little bit. I did watch some of like the Justice. There was a Justice League cartoon, I think.
I didn't watch that much either. I watched The Tick a lot though. I did watch that. Goof Troop. I watched Speed Racer and Johnny Quest.
I didn't watch really either of those. I watched a lot of Scooby Doo, for sure. Yeah, Justice League Unlimited. That's 2001 to 2006. I didn't watch that.
A lot of Rainbow Bright.
Which one was that? Yeah, I think I watched that.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember the name. I didn't watch it.
Watched a lot of Rocky and Bullwinkle. A lot of Flintstones.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
A
Yeah.
lot of Flintstones. Constant Flintstones going on.
Oh, man.
Did you ever watch the Flintstones movie? We've talked about it before,
Yes.
I think, with John Goodman.
Yes.
That's a good movie.
It was good. And then there was the Flintstones
Back in
Back to Bedrock or something.
Back in Stone or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Broken Bedrock.
I don't remember that being good. Oh, that was
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse.
I watched the crap out of Mighty Mouse. I had VHSs of Mighty Mouse.
Really?
I had a costume of Mighty Mouse. I was Mighty Mouse for a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, that needs to be on my list for sure.
I always remember Tom and Jerry. Like, I loved the Tom and Jerry's episodes when Tom and Jerry would get along
Oh, yeah?
for like some other threat. Like
Yeah.
they team up.
Yes.
I don't know why. I always
Against
liked
the
that.
big dog or a different cat. It was usually against a different, like, alley cat.
Those alley cats. Like
They were
Heathcliff.
the worst. Yeah, Heathcliff was the worst.
That was a good show, Heathcliff. So anyway,
One of my favorite, real quick, one of my favorite Tom and Jerry's, and it'll always be one of my favorite episodes of a cartoon ever. My brother's obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. We've watched it so many times. Is when Jerry's cousin, I believe it's Jerry's cousin, comes by, and he's a hillbilly,
I remember that.
and he plays the guitar, and I can't remember the song exactly because he says like nonsense words. Part of it says Crambo. I think it says, that's why I started calling Graham Grambo, is because it was part of that song. But I think he says Crambo. But he's just playing the song constantly, and Tom's trying to eat him, and he breaks a guitar string, and he stops and he says, "Oh, broke my guitar string," and he reaches up and pulls off one of Tom's whiskers.
I remember
and
that.
uses it to restring his guitar. But he plays the same song, and it's one of the funniest things ever. I don't know why I think it's so funny. It's one of the best cartoon episodes you'll ever see.
Yeah.
And they're so short. They're like 10 minutes, I think, 7 or 10 minutes.
I don't remember because there was like other things interlaced in there.
Yeah, like they would just keep playing different shorts, basically.
But were there other characters, like, on like Looney Tunes, they'd go for like, you'd have an Elmer Fudd, and then you'd have was Foghorn Leghorn in Looney Tunes?
I think the only, I don't think there was, Foghorn Leghorn was Looney Tunes, but I don't think there was with Tom and Jerry, unless, no, because Tweety Bird was
that was
Looney Tunes
Sylvester
with
and
Sylvester. Tweety. Was Tweety a boy or a girl? I've always thought a boy.
Tweety was a girl.
You're just saying that because I said boy first.
No, I just always thought it was a girl.
There's a big discussion there. My sister and I have had a argument about that because she's always thought Tweety was a girl. Because she used to have like posters or stickers or stuff of Tweety Bird. I was like, that's a boy, right? No. And she says, no, it's not. But I think it is.
Yeah, Tweety Bird. Yeah, I remember that was a thing for a while.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's awesome. Gumby. Did you ever watch Gumby?
Oh yeah,
the Gumby show. That's fun.
I remember those types of cartoons from when I was really little. That's when I was watching when I was 4.
And you were probably watching the real show because you're so incredibly wretchedly old.
I don't know. Gumby's got to be pretty
disgustingly old. I was watching it all in syndication on Cartoon Network and different shows on my awesome satellite dish.
Gumby ran. There was a movie, Gumby. I forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure they would play it on Channel 11.
Gumby was on Howdy Doody from 55 to 56, so I was not that old.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Shoot. Drastically overestimated your age.
They replayed it all the time.
You have not aged well.
There was a revival from 1982 to 1989, so I probably was watching it.
Oh, yeah. See? Told you.
Why haven't they rebooted Gumby?
I don't know. They should.
Look at all those things we just mentioned that are rife for reboot.
They should do a live-action Gumby.
They did.
No, they didn't.
Wasn't that the Gumby movie?
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, the Gumby movie.
Oh, they did have a Gumby movie.
Yeah, I just said it 10 seconds ago.
Oh, I don't listen to you. Never do.
The Gumby movie, 1995. It was stop motion animation, not live action. It was a box office bomb, earning only $57,000 at the box office.
That's more than The Fanatic, produced by Fred Durst and starring John Travolta.
Oh, that's fun. We should do a top 10 list for favorite after school or Saturday morning cartoons. Hey, everybody that's listening right now, tell us what your favorite ones are. And
please.
Send us your top 10 list, and then we'll do one on an upcoming show.
And we'll read it, and then we'll criticize you, or I'll get criticized terribly for the choices I make.
Same goes for game shows, because we'll do that too.
Yeah, game
shows.
We'll
have Alex on. Alex wanted to do game shows.
Yeah, let's write that down.
Game shows.
Game shows. Okay. Yes, all right. Mm-hmm. I underlined it so I know it's important.
We had there was a little bit of news. Nothing heavy, but Joker. We've talked a little bit about Joker.
We did.
It's getting all the praise in the world.
It really is.
It's supposed to be a life-changing event, apparently.
I'm telling you, I'm getting so excited about this, dude.
Has become the first comic book movie to win the top prize at a major film festival.
The Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival.
Why are they always in different countries? I guess they're not all.
It's in Venice.
Venice Beach?
No. Like Venice, Italy?
I know. That's why I said that's a different country, Jerry.
I thought you meant
the United States does not own Italy.
No, I thought you meant the Venice Film Festival was in a different country every year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant. Mm-hmm. I was like,
we have not owned Italy ever. We might own Greenland soon, but we're not.
Yeah, we might. That's a hot button.
Joker also box office projections, which honestly usually are pretty close.
Are they?
I feel like they're pretty close usually. It's projected to be among the highest R-rated movies of all time. I don't think that's true.
What do you think would beat it?
Well,
R-rated of all.
R-rated of all time.
All our time. All our time. All
isn't
time.
Isn't
R-rated
Deadpool
movies.
the highest right now? Highest grossing R-rated movies, right? I think Deadpool's way up there.
Probably. Did it hit $1 billion?
Oh my God! It's just sad that the number one. Guess what it is? It's a horror movie.
It?
No. It is a
Saw?
horror movie from our childhood?
Saw?
High school age? Nope. Oh, wait.
I know
Number
what-
one is it.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, it's on this one.
Scream.
If I could get back to the stupid page. No, it was Blair Witch Project.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Actually,
dumb.
that's number 4. Sorry. Number 1, It. Number 2, Exorcist. Number 3, Get Out. Number 4, Blair Witch Project. Number 5, The Conjuring. Number 6, The Nun. That just came out. Number 7, Paranormal Activity.
That's a
Number
bullcrap
8
list.
is Interview with a Vampire.
That's a bullcrap list.
That cannot be right because that says total box office 105 million and Deadpool was like $1 billion.
Yeah, you need to get a different list.
This is
You need to learn how to search,
This
Chris.
is Forbes, man. Somebody get Steve Forbes on
Forbes,
the line.
give me a break.
Mr. Forbes. Does Steve Forbes own Forbes magazine?
Steve Jobs does.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought, okay.
No, Forbes is just a
Let's,
handyman.
Let's take a gander at Box Office Mojo, which is more legit.
That's probably got the
Here's
Joe.
the number one, and this one you should know. Mel Gibson,
In The Patriot.
set in 0 or 35 AD.
In 35 AD.
Yeah. Of the Passion of the Christ.
That's a rated R movie?
Yep, that was rated R.
And that's number one?
According to Box Office Mojo, domestic gross. Domestic only.
Okay.
Number 2 is Deadpool. Number 3 is American Sniper. It just goes on from there.
Wow.
The Matrix Reloaded was rated R. Huh. In the top 10 is Logan, Beverly Hills Cop, The Hangover, The Matrix Reloaded, American Sniper, It, a bunch of them.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just domestic, though.
So what is
if you took international, Deadpool would blow it out of the water.
What was number one then? How much did Passion of the Christ make?
370 million domestic.
370 million domestic. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think it could beat that. The way comic book movies are going right now and the way Joker's trending and Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker is a crazy portrayal. Like, I think it could easily beat that just because of the hype.
It could.
Don't you? I mean, 370 million is a lot of money.
I think there's a lot of people that will wait on it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited about it, though. I'm super excited.
I'm not waiting for it. And
No, we're going to do a Snarf Talk road trip.
yeah,
on that
either
one.
you're coming with or I'm going to forget you
Dude says he's going.
and going without you.
But, dude also just got home from his, 2-month hiatus where he's just been screwing around.
Yeah, he's been jacking
He's been on
around.
walkabout.
Yeah, out in Iowa.
Yeah, walking about Iowa.
Ooh, we all love walking about Iowa.
Yeah, he literally went on a 2-month sabbatical to find himself. That's what he said.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
How could he find the dude? Like you're
to
just
channel
there.
his inner dudeness.
That's what he
And
was
he just
doing.
got back.
I wonder how much more dude he is now.
I don't know.
You think he's more dudish?
Not dude enough to come to the show tonight.
Right. That's where I'm gonna say. I don't think he's dude enough anymore. Did he lose some of the dude?
He could have. It's a possibility.
So instead of finding himself, he lost himself
Yeah.
in a
right.
cornfield.
In an Iowan cornfield.
The rolling hills of Iowa. Sorry. Yeah, he didn't show up.
No.
We invited him and he didn't show up. So
Yeah.
I hope you're listening to this, dude. I hope you feel bad.
He's not.
Well, not right now, no, but he will be next week.
So we're going to do top cartoons, top game shows. If you guys get any other ideas, send them our way.
Yeah.
So,
We need him because we forget things all the time.
yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Oh,
you guys-
did you forget?
If you guys can't tell, we didn't really have any planned discussion points
No.
for this one. I did throw together a list that was some
Unethical ways to treat a cat.
oh no, that's a good one though.
Okay. I thought that's what you threw together.
Some unsung comic booky movies from the 90s that are forgotten.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to hear them.
The Rocketeer.
Ooh, that is a good one.
It's a good movie.
That is a good movie. I like that.
And
Who was in that? Was what's that guy's
whoever
name?
it is, it should have been Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it probably should. It probably should have been.
Just be in everything.
when it comes to the 90s, it should have been.
Here's another one for you. Darkman. You remember Darkman?
I don't.
I love that movie.
It must not be that good.
Oh, it's really good.
If I don't remember it,
Do you remember the
most people probably
Do you
don't
remember
care
the
about
movie Blankman?
I do remember.
Love that
Blankman.
movie. I have that
Yes.
one on DVD
I do remember.
or VHS actually.
Let's see. Where's the cast?
Oh my gosh, Jerry.
So Cliff as Bill Campbell. Is that the main guy?
I don't remember.
Cliff would be Billy Campbell.
I think I've said this on the podcast before.
Jennifer Connelly's in it.
But the first time I saw The Rocketeer, it was at Dude's house.
It was?
In 1991. I went there for a sleepover. We went to the Mazan Market, and his mom let us pick out a VHS tape, and we got The Rocketeer.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it came out like that year.
Yeah, 1991. That's what I said.
June 21st, 1991.
Billy Campbell. What's he been up to lately?
Nothing. Zero.
He's done nothing since The Rocketeer?
Zilch.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he's on a couple shows.
He's done nothing.
Never heard of him. But
Dracula, enough.
The Crow. Remember The Crow?
Yes,
That's
I love
another
The
one.
Crow. It's one of my favorite movies
Brandon
ever.
Lee.
Yeah, it can't rain all the time. Eric? Like, that's what happens in that scene. And, yeah, it's so great. And when he holds his hand up, he shoots through his hand, and then he starts laughing at him while it heals back up. I freaking love The Crow. My brother dressed up as The Crow for Halloween one year, and that's when I was like, oh, my gosh. As a child, I should not have been watching these movies.
So the soundtrack for The Crow was a big deal, right?
Yeah, it was at the time.
Because who was it? It was all it was like 9 Inch Nails, right? Oh, Stone Temple Pilots, 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Like that kind of music, which was big at the time.
But it's also a big deal because that's how Brandon Lee died. He died during the filming of the
Was it the
movie.
sequel?
It's like, no, the very last scene of the movie that they filmed, he died in because, and it wasn't the last actual scene in the movie, but it was the last one they filmed. And it was the scene where he stands up on top of the boardroom table and everybody's like shooting him with guns.
So how does that happen?
Something happened where a blank had a projectile in it. Like the blanks had live rounds in there somewhere, and he got shot by a couple live rounds, and it ended up killing him.
So I had the Crow soundtrack because everybody did at the time. It was
Really?
huge. Listen to this soundtrack, right? I'm not going to name the songs, but The Cure,
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots, 9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, Violent Femmes. I mean,
Wow.
come on.
The Crow, dude. I love that movie so much. I went back and watched it recently.
Who was in the sequel? Because they recast. Was it Edward Furlong or whatever?
I don't know about that. There was like 3 or 4 movies, and then they had a TV show.
They had a TV show?
Yeah. There was a series show.
City of Angels
But
was the sequel.
yes, City of Angels.
Oh, there's been so many.
There's tons.
Salvation, Wicked Prayer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that movie is not The Crow, but I loved it. It was called Dark City. It's great,
I
man.
don't remember that.
Anyway,
Yeah. There's one. There's one scene where one of the bad guys goes back, like to report, like they were trying to do some sort of hoodlum acts. I don't know. They were stealing something, but one of the main bad guys comes back to report, and they're like, "Where's Tintin?" And the guy says, "Tintin has done perished."
I don't remember the
I've always thought that line was
premise
so
of the movie.
funny.
What was the premise of the movie?
So, a couple bad people on Halloween, basically, or it was like Devil's Night, they called it, in the city, would go around and just cause a ruckus and burn buildings down and do bad things. And they broke into Eric Draven's house, apartment.
Really remember
Dude,
this?
I love this show. And they broke into Eric Draven's house. He had just proposed and got engaged to his girlfriend. They rape and murder his girlfriend, and then they push him out of a window, and he dies. After the funeral, a raven comes and lands on his...
A raven or a crow?
Oh, yeah, it'd be a crow, duh. Actually, but if you read about a raven is like...
Is a raven a crow?
No, they're two separate birds. But a raven is thought to bring back the dead.
Right.
So that is weird. That's why I said
But a
that.
crow is a representative, like from The Stand, the Stephen King book.
Yeah.
The crow is like, it's not the devil. It's something.
Yeah, it's
something
like
in that book.
The afterlife. It's something with the afterlife.
Well,
like
the
bringing
whole,
it back.
The whole book is an allegory for like the afterlife.
Yeah. Anyway, so the crow comes back.
Just trying to figure out the crow shit,
Well,
Jerry.
I'm telling you. I want to tell you what the premise of the movie is. And he like taps on, like, is just tapping on his tombstone.
Oh, I remember that.
And it like brings him back to life. once he comes back from the dead, he's basically invincible. But if you kill the crow, you kill him.
Oh, does the crow hang around him the whole time?
Yes, the crow's always with him, flying around. And then the bad people start to figure it out. But he comes back.
How would they figure that out?
Because there's like this witch lady that works for the bad guy.
Okay.
And she ends up figuring it out because the crow's always around. And she's a witch lady. Witch ladies know that stuff.
Yeah, they do.
But he just comes back for like vengeance, basically. He just wants to kill the guys that killed him and killed his fiance.
Okay.
He was a musician. He was so cool. Yeah. And then there was this young punk girl that rode a skateboard around, and she's always the one, like this guy shows up, you know, he's got makeup on and whatnot. He's standing in the rain, and she hears him say, "It can't rain all the time." And then she turns around, "Eric?" Because she was looking for him. So good.
Do you want to know how Brandon Lee was shot?
Yeah.
In the scene in which Lee was accidentally shot, Lee's character walks into his apartment and discovers his fiancée being beaten and raped by thugs. Actor Alex Massey's character fires a .44 Magnum Smith & Wesson Model 629. I have a .357 Magnum Smith & Wesson Model 250 or 5 something.
You made that up, but go ahead.
I have one. Revolver at Lee as he walks into the room. A previous scene using the same gun had called for inert dummy cartridges fitted with bullets, but no powder or primer. That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, that seems really bad.
To be loaded in the revolver. Oh, because you can see the bullets.
You can see the bullet, yep.
Yeah. For close-ups scenes that utilize a revolver where bullets are clearly visible from the front and do not require the gun to actually be fired, dummy cartridges provide more realistic appearance than blank rounds, of course, which have no bullet. Mm-hmm. Instead of purchasing commercial dummy cartridges, the film prop crew, hampered by time constraints, created their own by pulling the bullets from live rounds, dumping the powder charge, and reinserting the bullets. However, they unknowingly left a live percussion primer in place in the rear of the cartridge. At some point during the filming, the revolver was apparently discharged with one of these improperly deactivated cartridges in the chamber, setting off the primer with enough force, so there's no powder in there.
No, just the primer.
To drive the bullet
but they're so close to each other
into the barrel where it became stuck.
Oh.
A condition known as squib load. The prop crew either failed to notice or failed to recognize the significance of the issue. In the fatal scene, which called for the revolver to be actually fired.
Oh, they shot a dummy.
The dummy cartridge was exchanged for blank rounds.
And they shot the blank with the powder, and it shot the bullet out.
Which featured a live powder charge and primer, but no bullet, thus allowing the gun to be fired without the risk of an actual projectile. And, that production company had sent the firearm specialist home early, who is responsible for the guns given to the prop assistant, and who's not aware of the rule of checking all firearms before and after handling. Therefore, the barrel was not checked when it came time to load the blank rounds, which it usually would be. Since the bullet from the dummy round was already trapped in the barrel, it caused the .44 Magnum bullet to be fired out of the barrel with virtually the same force as a live round. It struck him in the abdomen and mortally wounded him. 6-hour surgery, unsuccessful.
Wow.
The .44 Magnum is not something to screw around with.
No, not in the slightest. That would be terrible.
That's crazy. But they continued the film. Wow.
They did, and I'm not sure what scenes in the movie aren't Brandon Lee.
I don't know either.
Because they must have got the majority of that film done.
No, it says that. After Lee's death, they were producers were faced with the decision whether or not to continue. Lee had completed most of his scenes for the film and was actually scheduled to shoot for only 3 more days. The rest of the cast and crew, except for Ernie Hudson, whose brother-in-law had just died, stayed in Wilmington. Paramount, which was initially...
Wilmington, Illinois, they filmed it?
Wilmington, North Carolina. Oh. The Crow originally was a direct-to-video feature.
It was?
Apparently.
Gosh, it blew up.
It probably blew up because of that, though.
Maybe. I feel like, is that where Sting the wrestler came from?
I always get Sting the wrestler confused with Sting the singer, so I don't know.
No, Sting the wrestler looks just like
I didn't know that. I
Crow.
honestly thought Sting the singer wrestled. I didn't watch wrestling.
Gosh, I hate you. That is so ridiculous.
No, I thought that.
You didn't think that.
I did.
You think he got in line in the ring?
I always thought it was
like,
odd.
Roxanne,
You don't want to put out your red light.
Roxanne.
You don't have to. Is it put out?
Put on your red light.
Put on your red light, Roxanne.
What he's saying is
Put
like,
on your red
don't
light.
stop me from coming at you. You know,
Like,
sexually.
oh, because that
It's
you
weird.
said that in a way that could be misconstrued.
Well,
Don't stop me. Never mind.
that's what he's saying. You don't need to put on your red light, Roxanne. You know,
Roxanne.
let me get after it.
81% Rotten Tomatoes. That's enough crow talk. But yeah, that was a good show. Another movie from
And
the
this has been Crow Talk.
another one was Mystery Men.
I do remember Mystery Men, but I don't know if I've even seen it.
Really?
To be honest, yeah.
Hank Azaria, William H. Macy, and
Wow.
Janine Garofalo, and what's the guy's name? The main guy.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Ben Stiller. It was a huge cast. It was a good movie.
That is huge.
Yeah, so Ben Stiller was like he was like a Wolverine type character.
He was?
He'd get like really angry. That was basically the premise of Mystery Men was they were a group of crime fighters, but they had like really stupid powers.
Yeah.
Or like no powers.
Okay.
And yeah, Ben Stiller's character, he would just get like really angry.
That was
basically,
it.
and be like, and just get enraged, just be like, "Rah!"
Would
And
he
then,
like
get in like berserker mode? But he didn't have super strength or anything.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he would just get enraged and get in like a berserker mode.
Okay.
All right. Hank Azaria's character was like he wore like a turban and a cape, and his power was that he threw forks really accurately.
Okay.
William H. Macy, I believe, was
I remember this.
He was a janitor, and he had like a mop. He would hit people with a mop, something like that, or like
Okay.
a hammer, or he was a handyman, something like that.
All right.
So he would use like tools
So he would just
to
hit you.
fight. Yeah.
I mean, literally anyone can hit someone with a hammer and it would do a lot of damage.
And the only one that had any real power was Janine Garofalo's character, and she had a bowling ball that was inhabited by the dead spirit of her father.
Wow.
And it may or may not have had his skull inside of it. I can't remember. But she would throw it like a bowling ball, and it could like swerve around and like
And
hit
hit
people. Yeah. I love that movie.
Okay.
That was a good one.
It's good?
Yeah, it's really good. Well, I shouldn't say really good, but
Right. I don't think you should call it good.
Mystery Men. Yeah, I like that one.
That's interesting. I'm
Everybody
trying to look
should-
it up.
Everybody should watch Mystery Men, and we'll do a review of it. If it's on Netflix or Amazon, don't buy it, guys. Don't rent it.
It's got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb.
What's it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
I don't know. Nobody takes that site seriously.
Really? I thought that was like the main one.
It is. It is. It is.
Mystery Men. I like it.
6.1 out of 10. 59,000 reviews.
I
and
don't
it's
think
got a
that's very
6.1.
good.
No, it's not. It's not very good.
I hate computers sometimes. Anyway,
Yeah, wow. William H. Macy. William H. Macy was the shoveler.
the shovel. That's right. He had a shovel.
And then Hank Azaria was Blue Raja.
Yeah, the Blue Raja. There was other
Janine
ones too
Garofalo
that
was
were
the
like not
bowler.
main. Oh yeah, Pee Wee Herman was in it.
Yeah, Spleen.
Spleen, and he just was like gross.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
He is kind of gross.
But he talked with like a lisp, and he basically had like pimples and stuff. And I can't remember. I think he just smelled or he farted on
There
people.
was Invisible Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Stiller was furious.
But Invisible Boy could never get invisible. He would like get naked, and he'd think that he was invisible.
No way.
Yeah,
This is
it's got a
ridiculous.
60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, that's a 6.1, right?
Yeah, it's based on the Dark Horse comic Mystery Men.
I did not
7
know
lame
that.
superhero wannabes are called upon to use their dubious powers to save the bustling metropolis of Champion City's beloved real superhero Captain Amazing is kidnapped.
Yeah.
Casanova Frankenstein. That's right. That was the bad guy. Oh, man. It's good. It's funny. Everybody should watch it, and we'll do a Snarf Talk.
All right. I'm going to have to check it out.
Oh, yeah. Greg Kinnear's in it. He's Captain Amazing.
Jeffrey Rush is the bad guy.
Yeah. Jerry, you can't be yawning on.
I know. I'm getting tired.
I guess it's time to wrap this up.
There was no more?
No, that was it.
That was
there
your
was
best
a bunch
of the 90s?
There was a bunch more.
Jeez.
alternative. They were alternative. Well, Unbreakable was on the list, but
Well, easily the best
Came
one
out-
is The Crow.
it came out in
And
2000. So
You should know that I'm going to say The Crow.
Captain America was on there, like the early 90s one. You remember that?
I mean, I remember kind of it. I didn't watch it ever.
Oh, really?
No.
I have it. Yeah, I have it.
It looks, I've seen clips from it, and it just looks absolutely ridiculous.
Blade came out in the 90s, but they were
Yeah.
talking about alternative.
Yeah. And something that, and you said forgotten.
Well, I also said Darkman, which is amazing. You could probably put Spawn on that list.
Spawn. I would put Spawn on that list.
There's more.
I liked Spawn
There's
a
more.
lot.
There's more we can go on this list. So, okay.
I like
we
Spawn
can
so
talk
much.
about Spawn. We can talk about The Mask came out in the 90s. That was based on a comic book.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. It's actually a really good comic book, too. But the comic book is super R-rated.
It is?
Yeah, but then when the Jim
Like
Carrey...
Deadpool-ish?
Yeah, but like super violent. But then the movie came out, and they're still running the Mask. And they did crossovers, like The Mask and Batman crossed over and a lot of things.
Darkman is a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I'm telling you, you need to watch Darkman.
1990.
Wait, I take back Mr. Okay, this is what we're going to do.
It's got a 6.4.
We're going to start a new segment. Okay, ready?
All right.
It's
yeah.
called Snarf Talk Homework.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do, we want every listener to watch 2 movies.
Liam Neeson is Darkman.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We're all going to watch Darkman this week.
Okay.
And we're going to,
I'm gone.
and they don't have TVs where you're going?
Oh, they
where are
do.
you going?
I'm bringing my computer too, so it doesn't matter.
Where are you going?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, yeah, they don't have TVs there, right?
I don't think they do.
They do have a NASA museum.
Rocket Space Museum.
You're going to check that out?
I am.
I've been through Huntsville, Alabama once, and they have a rest stop off the highway that has an entire rocket
Yeah.
from like the 1960s.
I think it's a Saturn rocket.
I think it is, actually.
Saturn
It's
V.
Actually, really cool. And you can walk up to it and stuff.
Yeah.
But Snarf Talk Homework is, and you got a couple weeks to do this because Jerry's going to be out of town. Watch the movie Darkman. We're going to review it on the show, next show. And we're going to talk about it and send us your comments on Darkman.
Next show would be number 42.
Yeah. So that's your homework.
Okay.
Now, more 90s comic book based movies that weren't as popular as Batman Returns. The Phantom.
Never watched it.
Starring who?
I don't know.
Billy Zane.
Oh, geez. I know that because it was on his poster.
Yes.
Like when we were at Wizard World.
I loved that movie.
You did?
Yes.
Why?
The,
I don't even remember it.
Dude, the
gotta look
tagline
all these up.
The tagline for Phantom is Slam Evil.
Slam Evil? That's
Yes.
it? Like,
Slam Evil.
wait, this came out in 96?
96, yeah. That was a pretty,
Okay, I remember. He's got that goofy head suit on.
yeah, he's got a purple suit and a ring.
Yep.
But the Phantom's an old comic, man, from like the 40s.
And he's
It was
got
a
guns.
Phantom was a comic strip, I believe, like Dick Tracy.
Okay.
Okay.
I like Dick Tracy.
More 90s great. The Shadow.
I didn't watch that
Alec
either.
Baldwin. You never saw The Shadow?
No.
Oh my God, he had a prosthetic nose. It's so ridiculous. The Shadow, he had like a cape, right?
Yeah.
And it could like make him invisible.
Okay.
And he would like put the cape over his face, and he had this big prosthetic nose, and it looked ridiculous. And there's actually pretty good effects in The Shadow. All these are going to be a Snarf Talk Homework in the future because The Shadow's great.
Okay. I know that.
You had to
like,
have seen
comic book,
that at the Mazan Market, I'm sure,
I'm sure.
on VHS.
Why did he have a big prosthetic nose?
I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know. I really don't remember.
Weird.
But only when he was the Shadow would he have the fake prosthetic nose.
Oh, so it was like to hide his face, but he also had like a bandana over himself.
No, that was his cape. He would hold his cape in front of his face.
And
like
picture, it's got a red bandana over his
Okay,
face.
fine. Jesus.
Just saying.
Meteor Man.
I saw Meteor Man.
Eddie Murphy.
That's with Eddie Murphy. Yep.
Don't remember that movie though. Blankman, one we talked about, I loved. Had that on VHS.
Yeah.
Damon Wayans, I love Damon Wayans. He's hilarious. And also, a lot of like really big stand-up comics talk about Damon Wayans as being like one of the premier
best.
stand-up comics of
Yeah.
the time. He doesn't do it anymore. He just quit.
Mm-hmm. He did.
How about Steel?
Steel with
Shaquille
Shaq.
O'Neal.
Yeah.
Based on the DC comic.
I never saw it.
How about Judge Dredd?
Oh, yeah. I
Sylvester
did watch
Stallone.
Judge Dredd. That was a good one. Shaq was also Kazam.
Kazam, yeah. Was it Kazam?
Yeah. Shazam.
Shazam. No.
No, Kazam.
I don't
right?
remember. He was a genie, right?
No, was it Shazam? Or I think it was Kazam.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Kazam, 1996.
Yeah. Of course, we talked about Captain America, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was the Hoff, David Hasselhoff. Yeah, that's most of them. There's a bunch more. I mean, there's like Black Scorpion. I think that looks like Brigitte Nielsen. I don't know. But there was a bunch of Darkman movies, too. There was more than one. Oh, Tank Girl.
Yeah, I didn't ever watch that. I was never a big fan of whatever her name was.
I can't remember what her name was either.
She was in Free Willy.
I don't know that I've ever seen Free Willy, to be honest, all the way through. I'm sure I did when I was a kid.
Oh, my gosh. It's all built up to the last moment when he jumps the barrier.
All I remember about Free Willy is Michael Jackson.
Standing there, and then, the Michael Jackson song's playing.
What was the song?
I don't know. Something good. We can't legally play it on the podcast, but it was a good song that everybody was like,
Will You Be There?
Like, Free Willy, Michael.
That was the original Blackfish.
What?
Remember Blackfish?
No.
There's a documentary that came out a couple years ago, and it was about like orca captivity.
Okay.
So that was
Now I know.
what people started on the
Yes, you're right.
the orca train.
You're right.
Yeah.
Willie from Free Willy.
Yeah.
He was held in SeaWorld in Florida, probably,
I don't know.
or SeaWorld
It's
in
always SeaWorld,
California.
man.
SeaWorld sounds like the worst. This is just me saying that. That's my
I've never
opinion.
been to SeaWorld, but I've driven by it in Orlando. The one there, it looks awesome.
Really?
They got like roller coasters. Some of their roller coasters like go in the water, so your like legs hit the water when you go through.
Great white tanks?
Yeah.
Actually, did you know you can't
Sharks.
keep great whites in captivity?
Why not?
They won't eat.
Huh?
They've tried it, and every one of them has died because it
Who's
will not
tried
eat.
it?
Like people at SeaWorld. Scientists, people have tried to keep great whites.
I don't know how many scientists there are at SeaWorld.
And they tried to, whatever they're called, a marine biologist.
Well, that'd be a scientist.
Yeah. They have tried to breed them in captivity and keep them in captivity. Can't happen. They won't. They will not eat.
But they can keep other sharks.
Yeah. Like every other shark, actually. Besides great white sharks.
What about
Weird.
whale shark?
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
Yeah, they do. Actually, I was just talking to somebody that was at an aquarium in like North Carolina, and they had whale sharks in there.
And they were swimming with them?
Yeah.
In their mouth? Wow. That's SeaWorld's really stepped it up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'd swim in a whale shark's mouth.
Swim inside its mouth?
Yeah.
What if it
If I
actually swallowed
knew,
you?
but if I knew I could get out.
Here's what I always wondered
You
about
go out the
sharks
gills.
and whales, and this is going to make me sound really dumb. All right? Okay. Like, not sharks like great whites, but like, sure, great whites. I don't know.
Well, 'cause
I just
they're
don't understand the anatomy necessarily, I guess. I'm not a marine biologist by trade.
You're not?
No.
George Costanza is. The
sea was angry that day, my friends.
Yes. That's the one. Yeah.
That's a great episode.
Climbs up onto the beast, and I pull out a golf ball.
Yeah, the Kramer was hitting.
Titleist. Yeah, he was hitting, because that's what he was doing. He was originally hitting him on the beach or somewhere, and people were complaining about all the golf balls, so he started hitting them out to the ocean.
Yeah.
He's like, it's perfect. He's like, I could hit them out to the ocean. I don't have to pick up any balls. I just keep getting free ones. And then George saves a whale later in the episode. That is a phenomenal episode. Go ahead.
I have a bunch of floating golf balls from like, have you ever been down in Florida? They have driving ranges where you hit onto like a lake and they got floating golf balls.
Really?
And then they go pick them up with a boat.
No.
And they round them up. So I got a bunch of them and I keep them whenever I get like towards a water hazard.
Really?
A floating golf ball.
No kidding.
They don't go very far.
Yeah,
They're not very dense.
No, they wouldn't be the same as a regular golf
So
ball.
what I was trying to say is I'm not a marine biologist by trade.
Okay.
I dabble.
Yeah,
in
right.
marine
On
biology.
Saturdays and Sundays.
But I don't necessarily understand. So, like, if you got into a whale's shark. A whale's shark?
What?
A whale's mouth.
Okay.
This is going off the rails.
Yeah.
If you got into a whale's mouth, right, and it swallowed you, like, is it all open inside?
No, I'm sure there's like, just like your throat has.
So they have an esophagus?
Well, your esophagus also has a type of. It is called a sphincter muscle, like a.
That's your butt.
Right, but that's the muscle, is
Okay.
what that's called. Like, there's two different ones in your body. There's one towards your butt, that's you can see, and there's one in your throat that will open up and let food down.
Okay.
So after you swallow food, it'll hit
I'm
that.
not talking about people here. I'm talking about whales.
I know. What I'm saying is I'm assuming they would have the exact same thing because bass do.
So how big is it? Like, can a person fit down it?
In a big enough whale, probably, yeah.
Could you travel down the esophagus of a whale alive?
In the
and
magic
find
school bus, you could.
And find yourself in their stomach with room.
Yes, I think you could.
There's big enough stomach that you'd have room in there. You'd be sitting in there, and the digestive juice is like, oh my god, I got myself in a predicament here.
I think it would be tight around you, but I do believe you would fit pretty easily, but you'd probably smother before
What are you
anything.
basing this information on?
I'm basing it off of like the size of whales and the size of you. There's no way that their digestive tract is the size of a penny,
Right.
or
But they eat like plankton, so they don't need much.
they don't need much.
Yeah.
So, but like a blue whale's heart is the size of a school bus. So,
That's true. So I guess they're not just all open inside.
they're definitely not just a hollow cave.
I think I was thrown off by like Pinocchio as a kid.
Right. Yeah, you definitely.
And then
you
like
definitely
the
weren't.
one like at Sunday school they'd always have the pictures of that dude and a whale. And he's just like sitting in there like
Yeah.
making a campfire.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
What is his
Jonah?
name? Jonah. Yeah, Jonah and the whale.
What was the what was the circumstances that he found himself inside of a whale?
I don't remember.
And
He
why
got
is that
eaten.
why is that in the Bible?
I have no idea.
There's a lot of weird stuff in there.
There's a ton of it. But the reason I bring up the whole like neck sphincter thing is because bass will do that. Like if you let a bass like actually eat your bait and take the hook in, it'll actually be in their stomach then.
Ew.
And once it's past that part, you really can't get their hook out and the hook out. And if you do, you're gonna rip basically their insides out, and the fish will be dead. So I know that they have that closure. You know,
Okay.
their mouth is separate from
But a bass is a fish and a whale is a mammal.
a whale is a whale, and a fish is a fish, and a shark is a shark. But they'd have to have something. They can't just have an open passage from one end to the other.
So that Jonah dude found himself inside of a whale.
Yes.
Interesting. God sent the whale to swallow Jonah to save him from drowning. That's what it says in the Bible.
And he could keep him in his mouth.
While in the belly of the fish,
Okay, maybe not the belly.
they say
though.
fish, but it's a whale.
I thought whales were fish.
Whales are mammals, dude.
No, they're not mammals.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not a mammal.
Yes, they are.
No.
What are you talking about? They breathe
How-
oxygen. They got a blowhole. They're mammals. They're not fish.
Whales. A mammal.
You shouldn't even have to look this up.
I have to.
Dolphins are mammals.
Wait a minute. You're going to like make fun of me for looking up if whales are mammals, and you think they just have a hollow cave inside of them?
I have reason to think that because every portrayal you see of people inside of whales, they're
doesn't-
like making campfires.
Right. A lot of people do that. Yeah. No, it's because they give birth to live young.
And they breathe oxygen.
And
And they don't have gills.
They have fur.
They have lungs. Yeah, they're mammals, dude.
They have fur.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Whales have fur.
Yeah.
You knew that.
I did know that. I told you I dabble in marine biology theory.
So you know these ridiculous facts, but you still think that people sit in whales and build campfires.
I'm not saying that I obviously said that I
You
thought
think
that
you
they had
could-
esophaguses and stomachs. I'm just saying, is the stomach so big that you could sit in there?
I think it
Is the esophagus so big that you could like travel down it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was asking. Obviously, I don't think they're just open inside, and
You
it's just
did
like
say
a
that.
row of teeth.
You
and
said that.
Nothing inside. They have to have organs, Jerry. They have lungs. They have hearts. You just said Their
I
hearts is
think
the
it's
size
possible.
of school
I'm looking it up. Smithsonian website. Whale sharks probably can fit you down their esophagus, but mariners claim that sperm whales have swallowed people in the past.
Okay. And then they live?
Whale sharks are really big. Their mouths can get up to 5
A whale
feet
shark
long.
is a fish, though.
Yes. Whale shark is a fish.
Yeah.
And
So listen to this, dude.
They can suck in 600 cubic meters of water every hour.
That's why I'm thinking a person could just travel down it and hang out in there. But I don't know.
And it says, might take you back to Pinocchio's trip into the whale's belly.
Yeah. For 3 days, Jonah sat in the belly of the whale until the whale took him to shore and threw him up. That's what happened,
I knew
according
that.
to that.
I knew that. What about toothed whales? Whales have teeth?
Yes. Whales have teeth.
So there's
They
baleen.
use them to strain.
Well, no, there's baleen whales.
Okay.
That the baleen is like the brushes in the front that
Okay.
skim all of the food out of the water. But then there's other whales, like a sperm whale has teeth because they eat meat. That's right.
Orcas, they eat meat.
Yes, but orcas are not a whale.
A sperm whale can swallow a giant squid whole. So the chances are they could swallow a human whole. If you can survive the being swallowed part and get past the teeth, then you will find yourself inside of a complex digestive system. This is according to the nakedscientist.com.
Yeah, if they
Could
do.
a human survive swallowing by a whale? That's the name of the article. And I think what they're saying is the answer is yes.
It's possible.
If you didn't get, you know.
Yeah. A whale or fish.
So
is
the first question is, could a whale physically swallow us?
Yes.
Okay. Could we actually get into their gullet and down their esophagus? If you're talking about baleen whales,
No.
probably not, because they have very tiny esophaguses. That's like a blue whale.
And a humpback.
Yeah. Even a blue whale's esophagus only reaches about 10 inches if you stretch it. So that's not happening.
No.
Maybe a child. It says in the article, maybe a child. So the toothed whales are the ones we're shooting for, okay? Like killer whales, sperm whales. They do swallow large prey. They can swallow a large seal whole. They can swallow a giant squid. So yes, you could end up. They have 4 stomachs, like a cow.
Really?
Yeah. If you dodge through the digestive enzymes, that will corrode your skin instantly.
Okay. That sucks.
And there would be a lack of oxygen. That would be
Right. You would just die.
It would be full of
suffocation.
methane gas inside that stomach.
You would die.
Yeah, and if you lit a campfire,
Oh man, it'd be like Jaws where he hits the air tank.
done. So
Gone.
I think we've solved this riddle, if you will, that no, you probably cannot survive being swallowed by a whale.
Yeah, you can't survive it. But it's possible to happen.
Yes, but the story of living inside the whale for 3 days, unlikely.
I don't see that happening.
Unlikely.
Especially if it was a baleen whale.
Yeah.
You're not going to get past their... First of all, you're probably going to get crushed because when they sift everything in, they squirt the water back out.
Oh, yeah.
So they like suck in water and then they squirt it all out through their baleen. So you'd get like crushed up against their brushes.
Have you ever seen a whale? Like in real life?
I don't think I have. No.
I have.
I know I've seen dolphin,
Yeah.
but I don't believe I've seen a whale.
I think I've been on a whale watching expedition approximately 4 to 6 times.
And
I've seen whales every time.
really?
Yeah. One time in Seattle or that area,
Yeah.
I saw beluga whales,
Really? There's beluga whales off the coast of Seattle?
unless I'm wrong, but something like
The
that.
white whale?
Maybe I wasn't in Seattle, but I saw beluga whales.
Okay.
And that one, we were on like a 6-person dinghy. So we were like right up there.
That's cool.
Right up in there. I saw humpback whales in Alaska. But now they've changed the rules. So like the boats have to stay so far away that it kind of sucks. You don't get
really?
it right up by the whales.
Oh.
But we saw them do like the tail flip thing, and that was cool. I've seen orcas in Alaska.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Those I'd like to see.
We had a balcony room on the cruise ship we were
Yeah.
on. And one night at sunset, me and Marley were sitting on the balcony watching the sunset, and an orca was swimming from the sun towards us in the sunset. It was
Really
amazing. I got a video of it.
I was gonna say, do you have a video
Yes,
of this?
I do.
Because this sounds.
Yeah.
Amazing.
By the time I got the video rolling, like the angle had changed a little, but
Yeah.
it's clearly sunset and there's orcas.
That's amazing.
And then we went on. I've been on another orca one where we saw them too there. And then another time we went whale watching in Oregon.
Okay.
And we went out, and as soon as we got out of the breakwater, like the weather changed, and it was massive swales.
Ugh.
So by the time we got out, when we were a ways out, we had to turn around and head back. But everybody that was on that little, it was like kind of like a fishing boat, but pretty good sized one,
Yeah.
was like basically hanging on inside the little tiny cabin for dear life, crying.
Oh my god.
And I was standing out on the bow of the ship holding onto the thing.
No way.
I swear to God, it was the most fun I've ever had.
That seems terrifying.
It would drop down, the ship would drop down, and you'd be going down like the swale, and it's like 20 feet above your head.
Would see
with
water.
It's just wall of water. And you're like, well, it just doesn't make sense how that can even work.
Right.
And then, of course, you go over it.
Right. You go up it.
You go up it and over it, and then when you get over the top, it's just down. It was insane.
I've never had that. I had a little bit of that on Lake Erie. I mean, they were nowhere close to that. They were like 3 or 4 feet on
I'm
the
sure
way
they
out.
weren't 20. I'm probably exaggerating, but they were big.
And even doing that, like 3 or 4 feet in that boat, and how much the boat moved, oof, I don't like that.
Oh, see, it doesn't bother me. I loved it.
It didn't make me sick. I didn't feel bad. It just makes me nervous. Like
Yeah.
I just think of the perfect storm. But then again, like all those crab fishermen are out in they're like 120-foot boats, but it's not that big when you're talking about giant waves.
No, the size of those waves it's insane. It doesn't even make sense when you look at it.
That scares
when
the
you
crap
look
out
at the
of me. I
boat
couldn't
you're
do it.
on and the size of the waves, it doesn't make sense. You're just like, there's no
right. We're
this doesn't
dead.
compute.
We're going to be dead.
And the crew, you would expect to be like, just another day.
Right.
No.
No?
They were kind of freaking out.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we got back inside the breakwater and
small boat.
parked, and they gave us all refunds.
Wow.
We didn't see any whales, obviously.
Oh, no whales, huh?
No.
What does a whale do in those waves?
They go down.
They don't ride the wave?
Maybe. They got to come up for air every so often.
I know. I do think it's funny that is so like treacherous to us.
Yeah.
But a whale's just hanging out.
Yeah.
All the fish are just like, what's going on? Why are you scared?
Yeah.
Because it's not a big deal to them.
No.
Just like if they were on land and it was really windy, they'd be freaking out.
If they were on land at all, they'd be freaking out.
They'd be like, this is bad. You know?
But if you want to see whales and have the greatest trip of your life, I highly suggest going to Alaska.
I need to go there.
It's so good. It's so fun. I'd go back.
So is the only place that you can really see whales the Pacific Ocean? Like
No, I've seen them in the Atlantic.
You have?
Yeah.
When?
We went to the east coast of Canada, which is probably next to Alaska, my second favorite place that I've been.
Okay.
To Nova Scotia, New Brunswick.
Oh, yeah.
Prince Edward Island.
When'd you go there?
When we were in high school, my dad had the Cessna, so we flew up to Ottawa, Ontario, and then over to Quebec City, and then to Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and then down the East Coast.
Just you and him?
No, our whole family.
Oh, you all fit?
Yeah, it's a 4-person plane.
Oh.
No, just me and Mandy and my parents.
Yeah.
The other ones were in college.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it was
that would
probably
be awesome.
I loved it. First of all, I love like fishing on the ocean, fishing villages.
Yeah.
And that's what it is on the East Coast. It's not beaches.
No, it's all fishing.
It's
villages.
fishing. You're sitting on a dock eating mussels and watching the fishing boats come in and out.
Yeah.
And it's very Irish, right? So there's Irish pubs everywhere. And then Irish music is like the main music.
Really?
So all
Up there it is?
yeah, all the Irish pubs have like traditional Irish music all the
Okay.
time. And when we went to Ottawa first on the whole thing, it was Busker Fest, which is like the street performer festival.
Uh-huh.
That was amazing.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the band. We went to see this band, which was an Irish like folk band called like Deep Blue Sea, I think they were called.
Okay.
And so we saw them. That was great. We went to Quebec City, which is like a fort city, which is really cool. They have a huge fort.
Oh.
But then, yeah, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. Unbelievable. Really fun.
Sounds awesome.
And then I really love the west coast of Canada and then like Washington and Oregon.
Yeah.
Too. That's probably like my second favorite place.
Okay. British Columbia up there.
Vancouver's got really good food.
That's what I hear.
Alaska is incredible.
Have you been to Vancouver then?
Yeah, that's where we went to the first couple days before we left to go to Alaska.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
A lot of really good Asian food.
That's strange.
No, that's like half the population's Asian, like Japanese.
Really?
And
Why? I wonder.
they have a huge like Asian population.
Just because it's so awesome there?
Yeah, I guess.
I've always heard good things about British Columbia up that way. That's awesome.
So
I would love to go up there. I've been to Portland one time in Oregon, but that was it.
Portland's weird,
Keep Portland weird.
but the rest of the
That's what they
coast
say.
of Oregon, amazing.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Cool.
Seattle's really cool.
Well, I think we're at the end.
I don't know if anybody was interested in this, but we somehow managed to
We ran the gamut.
a 2-hour podcast out of nothing,
Yeah, it was great.
and
It's
talked
fun.
a lot about whales.
Yeah, a lot about whales and Patreon.
So check out our Patreon,
Please.
patreon.com/snarfcomics. Like and review us on iTunes, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/snarfcomics, and Facebook and Instagram. Follow us there, and that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, check it all out.
So for Snarf Talk this week, I've been Chris.
I'm Jerry.
See ya.